Hi, DAVIII here, and today we have a new episode in the art session series. And today we're going to be doing a voiceover of this recent sketch I did. When I do these sketches, I often start, well, not often, but I pretty much usually always, for the most part, like almost always start with random strokes. It's not that I'm so, like, I hate references. I do like references, but I just have a habit of making random shapes, and I end up, making something out of or from those random shapes. And when I do these, it can seem kind of messy, which it is, by the way. But if you keep pushing your painting and you just keep adding strokes, taking away strokes, painting over your previous strokes, and just you follow shapes and what looks good, what looks like what can contrast the previous thing you did. When you think about things this way and just you follow in a way your artistic intuition, I think you can come up with something that's somewhat interesting, right? And I think this is like a largely lost, not lost, but it's as much as using reference is important, it's cool as well. I think you need to practice your imaginative skills, and it's simple. You just paint, add some strokes to your like empty canvas and see what comes out. Now, with that kind of approach, not everything you paint or not every session will end up nice. For a couple of sessions, I mean, first of all, there are videos where I just quit. They're basically recordings of me sketching, and it's not gonna make the cut just because I don't like it. And also, there are sketches that, like, before I could even like totally, like, it was like within a minute I knew it wasn't going anywhere. So that can happen as well. But the cool thing about these sketches is, on average, is like 10 minutes plus minus, sometimes like 5 to 6, maybe 15. That's a bit much for these types, but it's around that range. Because of that small amount of time, it doesn't feel like such a loss when something doesn't turn out well, because you've only spent like a couple of minutes working on it. And to me, maybe when that happens, maybe just think, oh, even though the sketch did not go anywhere, it's in a way it was like a warm up. So that warm up can be used as like an off point for your next sketch, right? So you're just preparing. In a way, you were just preparing for the next thing that you're gonna do. So in a way, it may be a loss, but it's not a total loss. Or in a way, you're trying to find, or you're coping essentially about how useful that non-sketch was. But yeah, for this sketch, like most sketches, I'm using just one brush. It's a flat brush. It's kind of like a rake brush as well. Like, it has like little bristles in the other end. But yeah, I think when doing these types of quick sketches, yes, limit your time. Don't take too long. Like, I say 5-10 minutes, maybe 15 if you're yeah. But also, aside from using that limit, or having that time limit, you want to have a limit in terms of your tool sets. So in this case, for me, yes, I'm using a brush, but I have many brushes. So the best thing for me to do is to use just one brush for this one sketch. I can always switch brushes in the next session. I can always use more brushes when you plan on, let's say I want to invest more time and actually make this into a full illustration, then yeah, I can use more brushes. But right now, when I'm just trying to, make things up, see what comes up when I do these strokes, or these imaginative sketches, it's good to just be simple and bold and direct. When you have too many brushes, it kind of takes away from the flow. Like when you're doing these fast-paced pieces of work, you want to keep that flow going, like stroke after stroke after stroke. Because if it's, you can see me constantly like paint back and forth. Sometimes I'll add things, take away things, add things again. If you don't have that, or if you have too many things sort of interfering with that flow, you're not gonna finish on time, number one. But also, you're not gonna be able to, like, these types of ideas need momentum, I think. If you don't have that momentum, it's gonna be a lot harder to just do things. I mean, yeah, you could do a longer session where you take your time, but if you're trying to pump out a lot of ideas, I think that sort of level of work needs a fast, energetic sort of approach, and I think this is the way to go. Also, if you have like a flat brush, I do recommend turning on pen tilt. I mean, in Photoshop, you have pen tilt and initial direction. I do recommend the pen tilt more just because it's, well, in Eclipse 3D Paint, I think it's direction of pen. It's kind of switch. I'm not sure if it's just my version, but that's just kind of confusing to me. But anyway, basically it follows the rotation of my pen, and I think it's super cool because I've mentioned this a couple of times. Even if you're using one brush, but you have pen tilt on, it can make your painting seem like it's diverse, or it has a varied look to it. Because when you're painting, it's good to, like, there's oh my god, there's this idea of brush variety. Basically, you want to vary up your brushes, because if you only have like one brush, it can look kind of boring. Let's say a round brush. Yes, again, you can paint with a round brush, but eventually it's gonna look kind of stale, kind of dull. So what you want to do is add like a few more to sort of sprinkle in, right? Maybe add some texture brushes or whatever, or soft brushes to balance things out, or some blending tools or mix of brushes. But if you have like, I mean, you could do that, but if you have a simple, like, let's say flat brush like this, and you have pen tilt on, it can have a look, it can lead to a look that seems and feels diverse, where it has that like vibe of brush variety. So it's sort of a quick, like a cheat code, or yeah. So, and it's great because when you're doing quick sketches, sometimes obviously you want to make it look good, not just for the audience, right? But for you as the artist, you want it to look good. But sometimes because you're so focused on trying to come up with ideas, your sketches don't end up looking good, because like, oh, you can decide to work on those things later. But the thing is, when you do revisit those sketches, oftentimes you don't even know what you were trying to do, because it looks so freaking ugly. Right? Like, there's no clarity, and you're just not inspired by your sketches. But and that's something you need to have or do. Even when it comes to like your quick sketches or doodles, you want it to sort of inspire you, so that maybe in the future you can sort of work on it. Because if you have like a random doodle that's not like, you don't even know what it is, and it's kind of too uninteresting, and just plain ugly, and there's no movement in it, it just seems stale. Like it feels like a wasted idea. So you want to spend just a little bit of extra time, maybe not so much time, but just change your approach, so that you have the opportunity to make that idea of yours somewhat aesthetically pleasing, so that in the future, if you decide to, you can invest in it, because you have the energy, because it fuels you just by looking at your random sketches. It just energizes you, right? Also, I do paint in a white background, and I paint on one layer. I do these for these sketches. For most of these sketches, sometimes I'll do like a layered work, but I'll tell you if I'm doing like a layered work. And oftentimes I will use more than one brush too, when I'm doing that. But since I'm working on just one layer, instead of using the E or erase, I just select the white from the background, and I use that to paint over, or basically erase those edges, right? So everything here from the subject, the background, I'm always painting over it. So it's because of that, it also helps me save time. And it's a common like teaching. I think I learned this first, like it was ingrained in me essentially by this guy named Feng Zhu. I think he has a school in Singapore. He's one of the first artists to talk about like art on YouTube. He's mostly focused on like concept art, concept design. So that's kind of the lean, but there is obviously he does a lot of like digital painting. So I mean, yeah, there's like photo bashing and 3D modeling, but painting is still like, even drawing is still like an essential thing in that kind of field. So yeah, I learned that idea to learn to paint in one layer, and I think it's going to expand and just make you more confident in your strokes. Bare minimum, like if you can learn the skill or the if you can get comfortable, even maybe you're not even that skilled, but you're just super comfortable with being able to paint over your mistakes, or paint over just because you want to make some kind of adjustment and just be direct with it, it's gonna change the way you work. No back and forth between layers, because by the way, that takes too long unless you're doing like if your final piece is like an illustration. Let's say you're doing some kind of pinup art, it kind of makes sense when you do that. But for like stuff like these, like conceptual stuff where you need to be fast and such, you gotta be direct, right? When speed is a factor, an important factor, the less steps you take, the more direct you can be, the better. Oh yeah, I did draw or paint like a nice shield there. I think it's supposed to be. I eventually settled on the fact that maybe this guy is like a riot police or something. I'm not sure what's in his face. The eyes even seem kind of wonky to me, but whatever. It's a concept. It's a conceptual sketch. It's about the vibes, right? So anyway, that's it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.